everybody, and welcome back to another Maya tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Illustrator document so it is compatible with Maya and you can bring it in and bevel it and make it 3D. Okay, some things to keep in mind. If you have any guides on your document, get rid of them. Select them and delete them. Or remove guide. You can go to, I think it's view guides, clear guides. That also gets rid of them. Maya views a guide as an infinite line, and so it crashes Maya. So avoid it. Okay, so I got this file from Autodesk's site, I believe, a long time ago. I was doing a project. And okay, so there's a couple things about Maya. It ignores color. It only looks at the curves. And so if there's any curves that you don't want, such as the background, make sure you delete those. So I swap the color on this. Okay. Another thing to keep in mind is it ignores the artboard, except to the extent that it, if you use it 00 registration point, right here. And no, it doesn't read down and over. It reads up and over. So if you want your logo to be centered, you're going to need to move it right there. In theory, that'll bring it in the middle of the grid for you. Something else to keep in mind, it's not a fan of groups, so I'm going to ungroup this with the Command Shift G. It won't play nice with this R because of the way they made it. I'm going to delete it. Okay, so now we have this basically done. You'd be like, okay, now we're ready to go. No, we're not. These two files, although they look the same, are not the same. Because if I come in here to Maya and I create Illustrator object, I'll go more in depth to this in the next video. And I pick the not fixed one and I open it. It's going to spit out this error at me. It's really not happy. You're like, well, what happened? I'll show you. What happened is when they made this, they did the letters as compound paths. For some reason, Maya doesn't like compound paths. So what you have to do, and you're like, well, doesn't this use compound paths? Yes, it does, but they're different. This is where it gets really confusing. However they made this compound path, Maya doesn't like it, and you'll run into this a lot, especially if you're downloading stuff, downloading logos from someone else, some website or something, because they'll do it a different way because it gets the same result in Illustrator. In Maya, it doesn't like it. So a way to fix it is that any object that has compound path, you have to release it. You would then deselect the larger object, move that object to the forefront by doing Command Shift left bracket, reselecting the larger object, going to your Pathfinder, which is in Window Pathfinder, and pretty much get it so it minuses that hole. I'm going to use exclude. So you have to do that to all of your letters that have holes in them. Yes, it's compound path. Maya sees it as different. So I've done it to this one here. I'm sorry, I mean this one. So if I come in here to Maya and I bring in the other one, voila. Okay, so depending on your object, you'll have to do that. You'll have to go through and everything that has compound path, release it, and make a new one through the Pathfinder. I found that's the only way that Maya likes it, is using the Pathfinder for it. And another way to do it is, I believe this works, if you take this and you divide it, you select that and delete it, then that's actually not a compound path, and I believe Maya's fine with that as well. So pick your way to get there. Yeah, Maya ignores color. It doesn't like compound path. It's not a fan. It ignores the artboard size in general. It just uses the top left corner as the registration point. And make sure you get ready for guides. In the next video, I'll show you about the importing Illustrator objects. Oh, I should show you how to save it first. Maya doesn't like the newer Illustrator formats, probably because they keep packing more and more into the file format. So what you do is you save as, and oh, by the way, Maya will crash if it has brackets in the file name. Just FYI. I'm going to save this as an Illustrator file, and it has to be an Illustrator 8 or older. So then click OK, click yes, I understand the risks. Okay. So now Maya should be able to recognize it just fine. Alright, so in the next video I'll go over the importing it to Maya and such. So I hope to see you all there.